Now the topic before us is computer viruses and other types of malware. In our earlier course with the title Understanding Computer Viruses, we had learnt in detail that computer viruses and malware are interrelated terms. Many times people use malware and viruses interchangeably, but this is wrong. Malware is a much broader term. Malware means any malicious software, and virus is one of the malicious softwares. Malware includes viruses, trojans, worms, ransomware, spyware, adware. It means that virus is only one of the malicious softwares, or in other words is virus is only one of the types of malware. So now we will understand the difference between computer virus and other types of malware. The online world is changing very fast, and it is becoming very difficult for everyone to stay safe, because all of us using internet, or we are using maximum use of computers. Unfortunately, there are more bad guys than the good guys, because and these bad guys, that is the cyber criminals, are creating many types of malicious software every day, and they are creating it for money, or to take revenge or vendetta, or sometimes they are creating viruses and other types of malware for the purpose of fun or gaining recognition in the cyber criminals market. So viruses are only one of the kinds of malicious softwares or malware. There are other kinds of malware which have their own unique features and ways of operating. Now we will understand the difference between computer viruses and other types of malware. Now first is whether ransomware is a virus. We have already learned that that malware is a much broader term, and it includes computer viruses, ransomware, Trojan horses, etc. So there is a difference between ransomware and a virus. Now we come to the ransomware. Just as we seen in the real world that some person is held hostage by another person, and he demands money to release the hostage. In the same way, in the cyber world, the cyber criminals attacked the computer system and held it as hostage, and the user of the computer system is unable to use his own system because it is locked by the cyber criminal, and the computer user is unable to access his own data or files which are stored in its computer system. Now what happens? The cyber criminals launch the cyber attack or ransomware attack on the computer system and lock it, and a message appears on the computer system that pay this much money and you will be and the access of the computer system will be given back to you, and if you do not pay, you will not be able to access the files, or we may delete the data altogether. So now we will read this. Ransomware and viruses are both malware. Ransomware, the malware that can cost, it infects the system, locks the data, payment is demanded, and Ransomware is a type of malware when the computer becomes infected and ransom is demanded to regain access. Ransomware is a type of malware like viruses. It is a malware that posts a message on the user's screen saying that the screen or system will remain locked or unusable until a ransom payment is made. Usually, this type of payment is demanded by the cyber criminals in Bitcoin so that the police or the investigating authorities may not be able to reach the cyber criminals. The target of ransomware is not to steal or harm users' information but to demand ransom. Over 18% of ransomware attacks occur in United States. On the other hand, the computer virus corrupts or destroys or modifies the data which is stored in the computer. So, both the ransomware and viruses are types of malware that attack computer users, but both have different mode of operation. Now, we have already told you that Trojan is also one of the types of malware, just like viruses. A Trojan is a malware which at first glance appears to be useful software or program, and when we install it or use it, then this malware shows its own malicious activities. For example of a Trojan horse is a beautiful screensaver for a game, but when executed, it means when we install the beautiful screensaver on our computer system or when we run the game, it can delete your files or change desktop or pass your information or data to hackers. What other things a Trojan can do? It can also format hard disk. Trojans are also known to create backdoors to give malicious access to the system. It means that though the cyber criminal may be sitting thousands of miles away, the Trojans give malicious access to our system. For example, use Trojan, which was discovered in 2007, is often used to steal banking information. Now we have discussed Trojan. Now computer virus. Computer virus is a malicious software which is designed to replicate itself and spread from one computer to another. But Trojans do not have the ability to self-replicate. Trojans rely on human actions to spread, such as social engineering tactics, malicious email attachments, fake software downloads, or compromised websites. While the spread rate of viruses is moderate, on the other hand, the spread rate of Trojan horse is slow in comparison to virus. A computer virus can be harmless or it can cause harm in the shape of modification of files, deleting of files, or disrupting the normal functioning of the computer system or network. On the other hand, the main purpose of a Trojan horse is to steal the valuable data from our system and pass on the said information to the hackers for malicious or illegal activities. Both Trojan horse and computer virus are malware. The Jews Trojan, which was discovered in 2007, was designed to steal sensitive financial information such as banking credentials. Use became one of the most widespread banking trojans, compromising millions of computers and leading to significant financial losses. Now the topic is worm a virus, or what is the difference between virus and worm? We have already discussed that worm is also one of the types of malware, just as virus. There is difference between the two. What is the difference? We will understand the same. Worms are not viruses, though these terms are sometimes used interchangeably. Virus is a type of malware that works by attaching itself to legitimate files or programs. Once the infected file is opened, the virus is activated. On the other hand, a worm is a form of malware that enters the computers through a weakness in the network, and it moves quickly from one computer to another. Now, the computer virus may be harmless. It may not cause any damage to the computer system, or the computer virus can modify the files or delete the files or disrupt the normal functioning of the computer. On the other hand, the worms consume system resources such as memory and bandwidth and make the system slow in speed to such an extent that it stops responding. That is, it slows the performance of the computer system to such an extent that slowly the computer system stops responding. The computer virus requires a host for spreading. On the other hand, worm does not require a host to replicate from one computer to another. Virus spreads with uniform speed as programmed by the cyber criminal. On the other hand, virus spreads more worms spread more rapidly than the computer virus. Computer virus needs human action to replicate. On the other hand, worm does not need any human action to replicate. Now, the term spyware. Spyware is also one of the types of malicious software, and it is different from computer viruses. Just as the name shows, spyware is designed to secretly gather information from the user's computer or device without their knowledge or consent. It means that the computer user does not know that the spyware is on its computer system, and it is secretly sending the information to the cyber attacker or hacker. The spyware can track and record various types of information such as browsing habits. Browsing habits means when you are clicking on various websites, it means browsing habits. What type of sites you are seeing, which sites you are opening from time to time. This spyware records the keystrokes. Keystrokes regarding means when you are using keypad, each type of word you are punching, each such information is being sent to the cyber attacker. And whenever suppose you are opening the your online banking account and you are typing your username and then you are using your password, all this information, what username you has typed, what password you has typed, all this information is going to the cyber criminal or hacker. Spyware captures the passwords and collects the personal information. Spyware transmits the collected data to third parties such as hackers or data aggregators who may use this data for malicious purposes such as identity theft or unauthorized access. The Finfisher spyware, which was developed by Gamma International, gained attention in 2011. This spyware, that is Finfisher spyware, was marketed as a tool for law enforcement and government agencies, but it was found to be used for surveillance purposes on activists and journalists. Now, adware. Adware is a type of software which is designed to shower you with advertisements on your device in order to generate ad revenue. It is also a type of malware. Adware often comes bundled with free software or downloaded by visiting certain websites or clicking on deceptive advertisement. These are the methods from where the adware comes on our computer system. When we see that there is a free software on the internet, we download it on our computer system. We are tempted to download it on our computer system, and along with that adware comes many times. Sometimes we visit many websites which are of suspicious nature, and when we download something from that website, adware comes to our computer system, and sometimes we click on deceptive advertisements, and ultimately the adware gets itself installed on our computer system, and it is often installed without the user's consent. While adware itself may not be inherently malicious, it can disrupt the browsing experience and slow down the functioning of our computer system. Sometimes some malware may redirect users to malicious websites or promote potentially harmful software. It means that there are adware which, though we are opening a particular website, but they will force us and they will open their own another website which is of malicious nature, or they will promote that software which is harmful nature. The superfish adware, which was discovered in 2015, came pre-installed on some Lenovo laptops. It injected third-party advertisements into web browsers and intercepted secure connections, posing a potential security risk. Because so many types of malware display similar symptoms, it can be very difficult to identify the particular nature of the malware which has attacked our computer system, unless like ransomware, which tells you that I have attacked your system, pay the ransom money and I will release the computer system or the data. Regardless of the malware, you are dealing with. It is very important for you that you take immediate steps to remove the malware from your computer system and prevent it from spreading to additional devices on your network. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.